Hello, this is Diane Dalton. This lesson is going to cover the registry in Windows operating systems. What is the registry? The registry is a large database of all the configuration settings in Windows. It holds the information about the system, about device drivers, about all the users, about your software applications, different parts of the operating system, and what services. The registry is created at the time that you install the operating system on the computer. And every time you change a setting through the control panel, that change gets saved in the registry. So if you install a new program, changes get made to the registry. If you personalize a user's background, changes about that get saved in the registry. If you add a new device, or if you remove a device, that gets saved in the registry. Where is it? Well, it is stored on the hard disk in the C partition under a folder called Windows/System32/config. I show an example of one here. It shows these different files, as you can see: software, system, default, SAM, and security. Each of those is called a hive. That's the name that was given to these components of the registry. It resembles a complex beehive. Each hive represents a specific group of settings. Here's a summary of what these hives represent. The system includes all of the information used at startup. It holds your device drivers and some configuration settings for the operating system. The software hive contains all the application settings for the application software that's installed on your computer. The security holds any security policy settings on the computer, as well as the SAM, or Security Accounts Manager, holds some information about the security settings. And then the default. The default is what the screen settings are before a specific user is logged in. Some of the registry files are permanent and some are temporary. By permanent, that means they're stored on the disk and they'll be there the next time you power on. Those include the software, system, and security hives. Some of them are temporary though, and that's the hardware information. That information is gathered each time during startup when the computer detects what hardware is available. This data is not saved on the disk when you shut down. It is recreated each time the computer powers on. How do you look at the registry? There's a tool called Regedit that allows you to look at the registry and make changes. Now, this tool is never put on the Start menu because it's not for the average user to use. It's very important, if you're going to make any changes through the Reg Editor, to back up your registry first. And I'm going to show you a few different ways to do that backup. The first one is to use a restore point, or create a restore point. And you learned about that in Lesson 3 when we discussed backup and restore. So that's one way, and that would include all of the Windows settings. Another method is to use the Regedit to actually back up the registry. And you can do that on just selective hives, where you can select a specific key. You can right-click on a specific folder, select Export, give it a file name, and that will save the previous information for that hive. So if you're going to do it through a restore point, you can type Create Restore in your Search Programs and File boxes. That will help you get quickly to the System Properties dialog box, and then you can click the Create button near the bottom. Give a descriptive label for the restore point, and then wait for it to complete. To see all the restore points available on your computer, click the System Restore button. Hit Cancel if you really don't want to roll things back at this time. So let's review some of the registry terms. A key is an object that contains one or more settings. The root keys are the top 5 folders, or the top level keys. As you can see in this example down here, your root keys are listed here. They each begin with an H key for Hive key, class is root, current user, local machine, users, and current config. A subkey is any key that exists within another key. Similar to navigating with folders, where you see the arrow here, you can click on that and expand and see the subkeys. Now, when you get down into each of those, you're going to see value entries, and those are the settings. And then each setting has a data type. That's the type of data that it can hold, whether it's numeric or text. So let's explore the registry in a little more detail. This first diagram is looking at the HKey classes root. What this hive shows is the associations between every file extension and which application should be used to open that file extension. So for example, the .docx or the .xlsx, those are two common file extensions used in Microsoft Office. .docx opens in a Word file. XLSX opens in Excel, and that setting is made and saved in the registry. The current user settings are saved in HKey current user, and this saves all of the settings for the currently logged in user. So this chooses which backgrounds they have and what programs they have installed. The system information is contained in a key called HKey local machine. This contains all the information about your detected hardware and the hardware configuration and your device drivers. So I've expanded this here to show you the device map, and I happen to look at a keyboard class. These are value keys. This is the type of data, and then this is the actual value that's set. Now, the application associations is duplicated under the HKey local machine under software. So you can see HKey local machine, software, classes. So this key is actually a duplicate of everything that's in HKey classes root. It again shows the file extensions and what program is used to open that file. So we've talked a lot about the default files. Well, you can change things through the registry, but it's better to change it through the control panel applications that allow you to do that. So from the control panel and programs, if you look here and you pick make a file type always open in a specific program, the computer will go through and read every application you have, and that takes a little bit of time. And it will present this table to you of all the file extensions, and this is where you can click and change what program. So if you want to change and have perhaps your JPEG open in a different image editor, you can make that kind of a change right here. And then it gets saved in the registry. So in summary, your registry is a large database. It contains all of the software, hardware, and system configuration information for your computer. Regedit is the tool that you use to view and edit the registry, and I encourage you to use extreme caution when making any changes directly in the registry, because there is no error checking on your entries. That's why you should do it through the control panel, and you should always create a backup first if you're going to make any changes in the registry.